The following is a fan-made project. All My Little Pony programs, comic books, and related merchandise are owned by Hasbro Incorporated and its affiliates. Please support the official release.
Did you follow the magic plant growing formula I gave you?
Well, more or less.
Well, let's try it out on this apple seedling and see how we do.
Really, Twilight? She hasn't brewed the potion correctly and you're just gonna let her try it out anyway? You're more reckless with magic than a Hogwarts student.
だからハイハイハイ幸せがきっとハイハイハイ歌い出す輝いてるこの季節に胸が踊るの
Hello, I'm Thunderflare, Brony Analysis Extraordinaire, and I really didn't know what to expect from this episode. I mean, I've liked all of Dave Polsky's previous episodes, all things considered, but he's never actually written the CMC before. This is also the first episode to really explore Twilight's new royal title, a high-risk factor. So does this episode impress or disappoint? Let's find out. The episode immediately gets on my good graces by quickly evading the usual trap of CMC episodes. That is, making the plot all about them getting their cutie marks and pretty much beating us over the head with how dense they are. While that goal is brought up once, it is not the whole reason they're learning under Twilight. Let's remember, it's very unlikely for a pony to get a job pertaining to their special talent. Pinky's talent is making others smile through parties, but she's an apprentice baker. Rarity's special talent is finding gems, but she's a seamstress. Rainbow Dash's special talent is racing, but she's a weather manager. These skills will be useful to them regardless of whether or not they pertain to their cutie marks, which is the outward brilliance of the whole scene. It also puts Twilight at her best. She's a great teacher. Rather than giving her students the answers, she guides them into finding the answers themselves, incorporating some of Celestia's teaching style with her own stilt to it. As someone who has taken up teaching himself, I can totally relate to what Twilight is doing. Also, Harmony Box, right there. See Twilight's notes on it? The opening theme hasn't even started yet, and this episode has already won. So, in the next day, Diamond, Tiara, and Silver Spoon are up to their usual nonsense. And now it's time for a new segment of my review called Is It Racist? So, Sweetie Belle, you want to learn magic, an admirable goal to aspire to. What do you want to do with this power? Torture poor little Earth Pony. Yeah. Well, in her defense, she is only imagining it and never does it for real. And she's also signaling out Diamond Tiara, who's being a horrid bitch that's totally asking for it. Because of that, I deem this not racist. Speaking of want to hang Di upside down until she gets dizzy, she has apparently greatly improved her bullying skills. In fact, she's far more fleshed out and complex than before. I got the notion several times earlier that she didn't really care that the CMC didn't have cutie marks. That was just the easiest button to push. Now we finally get information on why she's such a bully. She wants to feel entitled, but since the Xbox brand doesn't exist in her world, she has to get creative. She excludes ponies to make herself feel entitled and privileged. This really makes me wonder more about her backstory. I mean, Filthy Rich comes off as a real nice guy. Where did he go wrong with this little filly? This episode has done the impossible and made me care about Diamond Tiara. Diamond bucking Tiara. You win, episode. You win. Now, let me discuss the social commentary of this episode. Yes, this episode is also social commentary. I told you it won, didn't I? It's actually an objective look at the nature of the paparazzi. The problem with paparazzi is they don't treat celebrities like real people. They don't think of celebrities as people who go to burger joints and eat like pigs.
Mommy's little piggy!
They see celebrities as unapproachable paragons and will take tons of moronic and embarrassing pictures when celebrities just do something normal, like eat at a burger joint. Maybe it wasn't so silly for Scootaloo to want to be a model. I also like how Twilight takes all this in stride, acting like a true professional all the way. Having Sweetie Belle come up with the plans in this episode is brilliant from a literary standpoint. Apple Bloom is the brains of the CMC. She's the one who's usually practically minded, thinks things through, but she has a tendency to overthink things. Scootaloo, on the other hand, is more direct. Eye on the prize, always wanting to get something done. This means that she has a tendency to ignore certain details that are not immediately important, but will become important down the line. Sweetie Belle is more the emotional heart of the group, reacting based on emotion. As such, her plans are based on emotion and, well, obviously are not really well thought out, thus more likely to be faulty. Like, exploiting their new popularity for favors. Oh, and that filly, Beardy's apprentice. Make it happen. So it all comes down to a mom showing up at Twilight's library, and she once again takes it in stride. Also, the reference to Twilight's favorite food here is very clever. Things unfortunately go from bad to worse when Pipsqueak blabs about what the CMC have been doing. So Twilight challenges them to prove that they came to her library to learn. That, of course, ends badly, and Twilight kicks every pony out. But the CMC stay behind and apologize. Thereby, Twilight decides to give them a second chance. Almost as if she knows what can happen to a neglected student. Have I mentioned that this episode wins? 5 out of 5, one of the best in the show, let alone the season. It perfectly balances Twilight's royal title with her personality, fleshes out the CMC and gives them more skills, further develops Diamond Tiara and makes her an interesting character, gives a brilliant social commentary on the absurdity of the paparazzi, and has a great moral. Yet while I'm sure none of you are friends with actual princesses, the lesson is to focus on being friends with someone because of who they are, not because they will make you popular. Anyone who's been in high school knows exactly what that is like. I mean, is there anything else this episode could do to make itself more awesome?
I guess Twilight must not be so super upset anymore, because she's letting us do a diary entry like our sisters do.
Wait, they've never done...
Come on in.